You are at a party. You are speaking English. And you launch into this story that usually has your friends back home absolutely dying of laughter. You hit the punchline and, well, nothing. Just these polite, super awkward smile.
Oof. Yeah, that is the absolute worst feeling.
Right. And you suddenly realize, oh my gosh, I am boring, not less smart, just, somehow less magnetic.
It is such an isolating feeling, honestly.
Welcome back to English Unfiltered. Today we are doing a deep dive into this exact mystery. Like, why do you feel socially smaller when speaking a second language?
Even if you are literally the life of the party in your native language.
Exactly. You feel like your personality is just put in a straitjacket. But it turns out this is not a personality flaw at all.
No, not at all. It is actually a mechanical issue with how human charisma actually functions.
Okay, so wait. People usually just assume, I just do not have enough vocabulary to be witty. Like, it is a word deficit.
Yeah, I mean, that is the biggest myth out there. True charisma is barely about the words themselves. Social magnetism relies so heavily on timing, rhythm, and just pure spontaneity.
And that micro hesitation right before a joke?
Yes, or your immediate visceral reaction to something shocking.
But hold on, let me push back on that for a second, because I know people who have lived in an English-speaking country for a decade.
Right, yeah.
They have flawless native-level fluency, and they still feel like they lose their spark in group settings. Like, shouldn't their timing be fixed by then?
You would think so. But this is where the cognitive psychology behind it gets really fascinating.
Yeah.
Because even at high levels of fluency, second language processing is just hoarding your working memory.
Wait, so your brain does not just produce English spontaneously?
No, it runs everything through this invisible subconscious checkpoint first. It is what is known as the caution filter.
The caution filter. Okay, so It is actively monitoring behind the scenes.
Exactly. When you speak your native language, your brain's processing bandwidth is completely free. But in a second language, your brain is constantly scanning for potential threats. Like, is that past tense correct? Am I misreading the cultural context here?
Did I just accidentally insult someone?
Right.
Ugh.
Man, that makes perfect sense. It is exactly like trying to drive a manual car for the very first time.
Oh, that is a perfect analogy.
Yeah, like you have the clutch, the stick shift, the pedals. You absolutely cannot enjoy the beautiful scenery outside.
No way.
And you definitely cannot banter with the person in the passenger seat. Because 100% of your focus is just trying not to stall the engine at a red light.
And your working memory is that exact engine. It has a strict biological limit on its RPMs. If sentence construction and error monitoring are taking up 90% of your bandwidth, there is literally zero energy left over for humor.
Or emotional nuance.
Exactly. You cannot execute the perfect comedic pause if your brain is frantically searching some mental database for the right preposition. Wow, so your charisma is not actually missing?
Not at all.
It is just being starved of cognitive resources. The mental energy you need to be charming is literally being diverted to keep the grammatical engine running.
Precisely. In your native language, your personality flows automatically because social safety is just a given.
But in English, your brain is actively prioritizing safety over expression.
Right, it is playing strict cognitive defense.
Which completely reframes the whole social anxiety aspect of this. You are not intrinsically boring in English, you are just mentally redlining.
It is a massive cognitive overload.
But think about the toll that takes on your identity, Feeling like a diluted version of yourself every single day.
It is exhausting. And that is why understanding this underlying mechanism is just so empowering. Once you realize your personality did not vanish, that it is just trapped behind this overactive caution filter, you can strategically change your goal in social settings.
You mean shifting the goal from perfect English to authentic expression?
Yes. You actually see that when speakers consciously lower their internal standards for grammatical perfection, their conversational timing naturally improves.
Because the working memory finally frees up.
Exactly. The spontaneity returns and the charisma just comes right back online.
So the hesitation is the actual killer, not the grammar mistakes.
Without a doubt. Hesitation ruins the rhythm, and rhythm is charisma.
That leaves you with a really fascinating question to chew on next time you're at a party.
Oh, I like this.
If feeling boring is just a symptom of your brain hoarding resources to play it safe with grammar, what would happen to your social magnetism if you finally gave yourself permission to make a few more mistakes?